Ahead of the UK government's legislation due in 2025, banning gas boilers for all new build properties, more and more house builders are installing air source heat pumps now. For many developers, it's their first time adding sustainable heating to their build process. So today, I'm visiting a new build site using Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan heat pumps to find out what makes a successful project from design to handover. This coastal development at Beadnell by Northumberland Estates gets its name from the local lime kilns and consists of 45 properties. When finished, every home on the site will use an Ecodan air source heat pump for heating and hot water. Mark Roberts from Northumberland Estates and Robert John from Pod Architects are meeting me on site. Nice to meet you both. So Mark, we're at the Kilns, one of your new developments. Where did your journey with Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan start?
So Northumberland Estates is committed to sustainable development. This particular site here is an off-gas site, which is really important for us. So we needed to find an off-gas solution. And so we brought forward some architects to help us, and it was actually an architectural suggestion.
And had you used air source heat pumps before in your developments?
No, Northumberland Estates hasn't used heat pumps in developments before, so this was a new one for us. So we needed to bring in some professional expertise in to develop this project.
And how important was it for you as a client to come up with a sustainable heating solution?
It's critical for the estate. The estate's been here for 700 years. We have lived a sustainable past, and we need to develop a sustainable future.
It sounds like an odd question, but you're quite nervous about it because it's obviously a new technology for you as a business, even though the technology's been around for ages.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of misinformation out there around the technology, and I think, it's difficult when you don't fully understand, you haven't used it before, you haven't seen and felt and touched it, to get into something different and try and use that technology and see how it works. So we were really well supported by Mitsubishi Electric and by the architects to bring this technology into this development.
So Robert, how did your relationship with Mitsubishi Electric and Ecodan come about?
We've worked with Mitsubishi Electric before using the Ecodan system, and they'd actually come in and given us a really informative CPD just before sort of this project kicked off. And so we just knew from that it was the right technology to bring forward on this development.
And tell me about that CPD session.
Yeah, it was great. It was really informative. We had the whole office in the room and everyone was sort of brought up to speed with not only the regulations that would be coming in, but also the product itself.
How important was it to work with Mitsubishi Electric right at the beginning of the design process?
Yeah, it's really important for us because we can get them involved, we can send them our plans, they will run the room heat loss calculations, let us know the size of the units we need. We can then incorporate that into our design at the early stage, rather than having to try and retrofit, amend the designs later on, which can then become a costly exercise for the client.
So have you got different size Ecodan units throughout the development?
Yeah, that's right. Each house type has a sort of different heat pump and cylinder combination to be the most efficient use for that house.
And tell me a bit about the location. Has that affected the design as well?
It has, because we're so close to the coast. We've actually up-spec'd the external units to have coastal protection, just to give them that extra resilience against the salty sea air.
And the fact that it's off-grid, and I'm going to chuck this back to you, off-grid, there's lots of other solutions you could have used, but you've gone for Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan. Why was that?
They've just got a track record in the market. They've been around for a while, they've done this for a good number of years. They understand the technology, they understand the impact of being so close to the coast versus an urbanised environment. So they've been able to really provide that support in line with the architects to really enable a strong development.
And obviously with Northumberland Estates, you kind of hold on to properties and they become part of the estate. You've got 6 properties here that you're looking after that have to be maintained and serviced. How's that working with Ecodan?
It's working well. There's 6 affordable rental properties on site. They've been in for about a year or so we've seen a sort of full winter season's worth of heating. It's coming round towards that service and maintenance time of year, and Ecodan have been really supportive. They understand the technology and they can service those units.
And the Future Home Standard comes in 2025, big game changer for the industry. What advice would you give to developers who might be looking at a sustainable heating solution?
Developing the ideas and the concepts and bringing forward those partners who've got that expertise, that knowledge that can allow you to build to that standard now is really important. So working really closely with Mitsubishi Electric, who can bring their knowledge and expertise, working really closely with architects, so that we can build these properties to a standard today, because the technology exists. So as a developer, we've seen how this has worked really well on this, and we're looking to do so in other locations for our future developments too.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time today. I've really enjoyed it. And congratulations on a brilliant development.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Site manager Chris Humble and installer Tony Marshall are here to tell me more about the installation process. Gents, very nice to meet you. Chris, how are you?
Oh, fine.
Hey Tony,
Good
how's
to meet you.
things? So Tony, you were the installer
That's correct.
of the Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan system. Be honest, what was it like?
Oh, not a problem. We had fully made up plans to start with. Everything was in advance and the system just works.
And have you installed the Ecodan system before?
I haven't, no. I did do the online training, which I found very easy and very good.
Now, if you'd never done it before with Ecodan, you must have called their technical helpline once or twice.
I did just a couple of times, mind, but that was sort of very quickly.
And what was the process like of actually doing the install? How straightforward was it?
Oh, very straightforward. We've done the units, cylinders, underfloor heating downstairs, radiators upstairs, and all the domestic pipework.
It's brilliant actually, because I meet a lot of people in the industry who think, oh, it's new technology, has it been tried and tested? But actually once they've done it and they've done the installation, I think it's absolutely brilliant.
That's right, yeah. It is a way forward.
Now Chris, you're the project manager for Cousins, the house builder. What was it like installing Ecodan?
From our point of view, it was problem-free. We had initial little teething troubles, but the Mitsubishi technical team were there to support well. We had the local Mitsubishi technical rep who was literally brilliant. If we needed him, it was a phone call or it was a WhatsApp video call.
So you were doing video calls as well?
Many a time it was a phone call and then it was just literally, Peter, jump on WhatsApp, show us what you're looking at. We'll show him and he's going, right, you just need to do this, this and this, and we're away and we're fired up and running.
So were you working very closely with the homeowners to, in some ways, educate them about a new system?
Aye. Currently, all the homeowners moved in have never had a heat pump. So obviously, they're all new to it, but they've all been incredibly impressed with the product.
And Chris, the fact that the systems are connected to the Wi-Fi and can get technical support remotely, that must make a massive difference.
Yes, it has. Huge for the homeowners. Once they move in, when we're not there, out of hours, any issues, they can make a call to technical support, Mitsubishi Ecodan, connect on and look at any issues, assess whether an engineer needs to come out or whether they can fix it there and then.
And it's the first development you've worked on with air source heat pumps.
Yes.
Will Cousins be using them lots more in the future?
This is the way things are going to go. The gas boiler is the way of the dinosaur now, so obviously it's just going to move forward, isn't it?
Fantastic. Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks for your time today. It's great to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Really, really good
Thank you
to
very
meet
much.
you. Cheers.
Thank you.
Hayley Catchpole and her husband have moved in already, so I've come to find out how they're settling in. Hayley, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
Really nice to meet you.
And you?
Can I come in?
Of course you can.
Thanks very much. Hayley, lovely house, feels very homely and very, very warm. And you've recently moved in, haven't you?
Yeah, we moved in March.
And when you moved in, as I understand it, there was lots of snow on the ground.
There was. It was beautiful to see. It was very cold outside, but it was nice and warm in here.
I mean, you're in a gorgeous position, right by the coastline, but I know this area so well. It does get absolutely battered by the elements, doesn't it, during the autumn and winter months. Just how cosy does your house feel?
Well, it keeps an ambient temperature of about 20 degrees, so it's just constantly warm and there's no need for kind of like an instant heat. It's just a nice temperature all the time.
So it's a kind of nice, gentle heat just throughout the day.
Yeah, I've got loads of massive jumpers that I just don't need anymore.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so you've got a brand new heating system, you've got the Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan. Just talk me through what that's been like as an experience from the point you moved in and getting used to a new system.
Well, we didn't really have a clue what it was or how it worked when we moved in, but the site manager and Mitsubishi came around and showed us how it worked and what it does and how to get the best out of it, so it was really good.
And what's the difference between the house you had before and this house? And I'm talking about your heating system.
Yeah, well, we were on oil in our old house, so we had a big oil tank in the back garden and a big oil boiler.
So you moved out that house,
Yeah,
you left your oil tank and your oil-fired boiler.
happily.
You moved into your lovely new house with a brand new sustainable heating system. What's that change been like?
Well, we don't really have to think about it, really. We don't have to We don't have to plan in advance. It just ticks over nicely. We use an app to control it, and we can keep a watch on any issues on the app.
Yeah.
And if we can't sort that out ourselves, then we get in touch with Mitsubishi and they can see what's going on remotely. So it's just a lot easier.
And how does it feel being green and sustainable?
Well, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling inside to know that you're not using any fossil fuels and you're not contributing to climate change. It's great.
That warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Yeah.
I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. Well, lovely to meet you. And congratulations on your new house.
Thank you.
The way we heat our homes is changing forever, and the countdown to end the use of fossil fuels has begun. Heat pump developments like this one really highlight the importance of technical support. The Mitsubishi Electric Ecodan team helped at every stage of the process, from design through to installation and handover. Working closely together is the best way for our industry to make sustainable heating the standard for all our new homes. To find out more information about Ecodan for housing developers, visit their website at ecodan.co.uk.